Hey guys, me again, and this is going to be the sixth installment of my To Boldly Go, The Road to Beyond series. Yes, this is I'll be reviewing Star Trek number 6, the Undiscovered Country. Undiscovered Country? Yes, the Undiscovered Country. And this is the last of the original series movies. And you know what? It was nice. It was a nice movie. I think it was a lot better than number 5. Basically, what's going on is that the Klingons have destroyed their moon, and now their way of life is in danger, and within 50 years they are going to become extinct if they do not make peace with the Federation so they can immigrate to Federation space. Now, in the previous video I said that it's literally, oh, Klingon this and Klingon that and Klingon that and Klingon this. It's Klingon that again. So basically the Klingons need to make peace with the Federation, but they hate each other, but they know they need to do this to go forward. But there are just some people in both colonies that are like, no, we don't want things to change, we want to hate each other, so they combine. So basically the people that hate each other want to make peace with each other so they can foil plans for both races to make peace with each other. The hell. So that happens. So, you know, the Klingon consulate, I'll go consulate, is, you know, being escorted to Federation space by the Enterprise, and is killed by Enterprise crew members. But no one knows how this has happened or anything. But Kirk gets blamed, and Kirk and Bones are found guilty. Now, what is very interesting about this scene during the trial in Klingon trial, the lawyer for Kirk and Bones is none other than Michael Dorn. So Michael Dorn is playing a Klingon lawyer in this movie, and who would have known that in just a couple of years' time he would have been cast as a Klingon, as Lieutenant Worf in Star Trek: The Next Generation. What year did this come out? I want to know now. This came out in 1991. 91? Wait, 91? Didn't The Next Generation start in like the late 80s? So Worf had pulled double duty doing this. Michael Dorn had pulled double duty doing this. Clearly it wasn't Worf in this movie, but so that's amazing. A little Easter egg there. And they get thrown in prison. Of course they do. And so, like, it's all down to Spock now. It's all down to Spock to find out what's going on. Why has this happened? Why is Kirk in the nick? Why do the Klingons not want, you know, the bloody to make peace? Would they rather die out? They'd rather die out. No, they want war. We want war because that's what Klingons do. We're people of war and honor and shit like that. But, you know, it was a happy ending. Klingons made peace with the Federation, and the Enterprise gets decommissioned, and you know, everyone retires basically, except Sulu. Sulu wasn't even in this movie. Well, he was in this movie. He had very little part in this movie because he got promoted to captain of the Excelsior, which, might I add, there is actually a follow-up to this movie. Genuinely, there is a follow-up to this movie. I'll tell you that in a minute. So yeah, so basically Sulu's off the Excelsior, and you barely actually mention he barely gets a mention, but he does come and help the Enterprise at the end, which is good. Yeah, it's Sulu, man, you know, he's fucking Sulu. But you know, it was quite touching because at the end, you know, this film was actually dedicated to Gene Roddenberry, so I'm assuming he passed just slightly before this film came out. But it was, like I said, it was a real good send-off to the original cast, and you know, I even followed it up by watching an episode of the original series, which wasn't even that bad. It's actually on TV right now. But the original series differs so much from the movies; it's unreal. But I am so happy that I've done this because now I appreciate the original series a lot more. Um, and it is generally just a great series. Um, if I was going to rank these movies, I would definitely put. It would go The Voyage Home, The Wrath of Khan, The Search for Spock, The Undiscovered Country, The Final Frontier, and then the motion picture. That would be like the order of great to what from great to worst that I put them in. And yeah, so I'm just so happy that this is happening right now. But like I said, great send off, and going back to the point where I said that there was actually a follow up to this movie. Well, not to this movie, but there was a follow up to Sulu being Captain Excelsior. There was a PS2 game called Star Trek Shattered Universe, which follows Captain Sulu on the Excelsior, and he gets thrown into an alternate dimension where the Federation is actually an empire of tyranny, and he has to go through that dimension trying to find a way home. And I remember playing this game out of the blue, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Because since the Federation's evil, that means all your enemies are now good. So everyone thinks you're just a rogue Federation ship, and you're making friends with all these like Klingons and Romulans and all these other, and it's basically like, how do I explain it? It's like Star Wars Rogue Squadron, but just a lot better. And I absolutely loved the story going through this. I remember the last mission is like you're in the Excelsior in the middle of the storm, and you're fighting your counterpart in the Excelsior, because whereas you've been thrown to that alternate dimension, that dimension's Excelsior's been thrown to your dimension, and they've done the exactly same journey, and it's phenomenal. It's great. It's a great game. But next, I'm going on to Star Trek Generations, which is the first movie in the Next Generation movie line. So I'm really excited for that. So yeah, live long and prosper. Peace.